And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 110. We're so glad you joined us today. I am your host, Kim White, and I'm joined by the beautiful Jill Olish today. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Kim. And you always say that everywhere we go and you introduce me.
Everywhere. It's true. That's why I say it.
Well, I know last week Adam had to share a confession and we didn't plan this, but I have a confession to share today for everybody too. But I doubted before I even began my entrepreneurial adventure. So I think that if I had stumbled across Good Morning Entrepreneurs when we first started out this fun adventure, I don't think I would have been so doubtful. I think I would have realized that I was fully capable of doing this and doing well. And I'm so honored to be a part of this show, along with all the other Roving Reporters, to show you listening and watching that each week, the things that we are doing, we can kick doubt in the booty and gain some confidence. So just remember, you are capable. Keep watching the show. Share it with your friends, because I think this is the right kind of encouragement that we could all use in our entrepreneurial adventures.
Agreed.
So I think one of the ways that we get really excited about some of these things that we do get to do and find some confidence in is showcased in our first segment, Entrepreneurland.
Entrepreneurland is definitely the land we live in, y'all. That's what we're going to say. Today's theme for the show is actually stories to remember. We have a lot of different things we want to share about this theme, but when you have something that you're sharing a story about for your business that you've learned in a certain way, or you can tell a story to showcase what it is you're helping others do, I feel like it's such a powerful thing, Jillo. I think it's a great theme for the show.
Mm-hmm. I think there is a lot of impact that comes out of us sharing stories. And even though the pieces that are put together in the show are only a couple seconds long, like 2 minutes long, maybe each person bringing something, I think they tell a huge story that can impact someone, even as only 2 minutes. Like, how cool is that? So happy to have these stories. And so some of that evidence, though, I get to collect. I am honored to collect this evidence every single week because I love celebrating the wins that we've had over the last 4 years and counting here. But we do that in the GME Chronicles. So let's head over there, see what our updates are for this week.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, May 23rd, 2025. The GME Chronicles is the celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to share what's possible when we come together in business. Last week included 4 Pilates classes with Kat. My Sexy Business held rounds 32 and 33 of Fire Up Mastermind, 2 sessions of Simple Publishing Mastermind, and 1 session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. We want to wish a warm welcome to those masterminders who just began round 8 of Simple Publishing Mastermind. Adam posted one new interview with Richard Skipper, and My Sexy Business went live with show number 108 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you're never missing an upcoming show or new clips. New podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Sisters in Service with episode 195, Late Bloomer Living with episode 232, Buckets and Boom Gates with episode 100, 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series with episode 64, Mucked Up My Self-Care with episode 104, and Mama Outspoken with episode 24. On Clubhouse, Adam and Denise hosted the My Sexy Business Not Creepy Room on Wednesday, which currently has 1,267 members. And on Thursday, we held the 36th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME and you can connect with everyone there. Last week's number of 19 brings our grand total to 6,539. Amazing things done collectively by this community in just 3 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at the Mama Outspoken Village Gathering with myself, the Big Show and Tell with Donna, and at Website Royalty during Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. You can always join us at some of the places we meet in the community, like the Clubhouse audio app, Buckets and Boomgate Studio, Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, the Walk and Talk, Kitchen to Kitchen, and wherever you're watching now for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to check out our events calendar at mysexybusiness.com/events for more upcoming events and information. Back to you in the GME studio.
Cheers. Cheers, Jilla. I am so in awe of the numbers, I have to say. You do a phenomenal job of the Chronicles, so thank you. I want to say that out loud.
Well, all of the community members make it super easy to gather their things. So I'm very grateful for everyone working with me. So it's not that much of an investigative job. It's just a lot more fun to put it together. So I really enjoy it. So
I love that. Well, we have a little video that we want to play that is for someone who is sitting next to me on this stage. She has done so much Chronicles, GME, My Sexy Business, all the things. She is such an integral part of all of us. I want to take a second to wish somebody a happy birthday coming up. We love you and we all wish you a happy birthday. We know it's not today, but it's very, very soon, hours away.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe that video resurfaces all the time. Me on the big wheels.
I knew exactly which video you meant, because let me just say that was one of the most fun times. Jill had come to Texas and we had spent the holiday together, and that was one of her son's presents, and then she got on it and it was so cute, so cute. So thank you for letting me share it everywhere.
Of course. So we have another video that we'd like to share, and this one is in honor of Memorial Day.
So Memorial Day is something that is very important to all of us, whether you realize it or not, because it is the cost of freedom that this holiday even exists. And I think it's really important for us to, stop. We are celebrating you for your birthday, Jillo, but we want to stop and be kind of, I guess, sober for a minute, because we take it very serious. The freedom we have to do the things we do here came at a cost. And the cost was a lot of people gave their life for us to be able to do the things that we do. So we just want to honor that today before Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm. I think it's very important to do. So I hope everyone does get to honor someone on that day as well.
Yes.
So, well, not just honoring all who have served and we've lost in service. There's a lot behind the word honor. And Kat Corchado, the host of Small Space Pilates, not Small Space Pilates, but yes, the founder of Small Space Pilates, but host of Sisters in Service podcast. They sponsor this next segment in Military Minutes, but she brings a really special definition to what honor means to us, those around us, especially in the military, business, and life.
Kat, what does honor mean to you, coming from the military, going into business, and all of the things that are involved in our human lives? What does honor really mean to you?
It's doing the right thing even when no one's watching. It's doing the right thing, and you don't need applause. You just do the right thing because it is the right thing, and you're okay with it. That's what honor means to me, is doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
I love that answer. Well, we want to say thank you to Kat for wearing the uniform for sure, because she is an Air Force veteran and one of the most courageous people I know, Jill.
I will echo that. So thank you so much, Kat, for bringing us these segments each week. It is an honor to have you do this for us and share. One of the things that we have celebrated recently, other than when we do get to celebrate the lives of those around us who have passed from the serving our country, is milestones, and huge milestones. We just celebrated a pretty big milestone for a podcast, completely separate. Let's shift a little bit over to a little bit more fun celebrating. But Kim, you and I just recorded and released the Buckets and Boom Gates 100th episode and had a nice celebratory episode for that. And we got to honor Carrie Zarb, who was the founding member with you of the podcast, all the things that have birthed out of this podcast, and all of the things we've talked about, and hopefully shared some confessions and stories that made an impact for others. And the thing we talked about in here is pausing when we celebrate, and what we do in that time when we do need to celebrate. So we're pausing what we're doing. So we are actually doing what we say in the podcast too, and taking a little bit of a pause, on a break, taking a little bit of time to reflect on what we've done for the last 100 episodes and what we want our future to look like as well for the next 100 plus episodes. So we talked a lot about why skipping those celebrations can create a lot of burnout. So if you haven't listened to some of the podcast episodes yet, you can find Buckets and Boom Gates on your favorite podcatcher. And we ask that you do go ahead and listen to this one, because we don't want you to just celebrate it with us. We want you to learn how to celebrate your milestones, take that pause, reflect, and see where your future is in what you are doing.
And happy 100, Jillo.
Yes, happy 100, Kim. And so while I said we were taking a little bit of our own advice and pausing for a little bit, we're embracing this pause to reflect on BBG. And I don't know about you, Kim, but when I pause to reflect, I sometimes get stuck in the past. I don't know if you get stuck in the past too, but that stops me from really figuring out, like, where is my trajectory going for the future? And Yvonne Marchese is addressing a question about this for us today in Is Your Past Defining Your Future?
Thanks, Kim. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. And I'm back with more evidence that you are not too old for entrepreneurship. Another one of my favorite guests on the podcast is Melissa Davey, who left her very successful corporate career to become a documentary filmmaker in her 60s. No film school, just passion and purpose. She has since released 2 films highlighting the stories of other powerful women over 60. And her latest film, Climbing into Life, features the story of Deirdre Wallenick, who is the oldest woman ever to climb El Capitan in Yosemite 2 times, last time when she was 70 years old. Amazing. So that film is currently winning all kinds of awards on the film festival circuit and will eventually be able to watch on streaming services. I love that she didn't let the past define her future. So I want you to take a moment to write down a dream that you've shelved, one that still makes your heart race a little bit, and then ask, what would future me want me to do about it today? That's all for now. Back to you in the studio.
She gave me such inspiration, and it kind of like mimics our sticky note time process as well with asking this question, which I find so just ironic. But it really made me think about this question, but what would future me want to do about my dream today? So I love how she addresses this with a lot of her entrepreneur guests that come onto her podcast, which her podcast is Late Bloomer Living Podcast. So you can see a little bit more about Melissa Davey here that we did. Adam and Kim did a fantastic job grabbing some of those images to share with us and some of the expeditions that she's done, which is fantastic. And you can get all of the juicy details about Melissa in episode 202. You just head over to your favorite podcatcher or latebloomerliving.com and head over to the podcast tab. You can take a listen to this and more stories from other entrepreneurs that may impact you too.
Well, I will tell you, Jillo, I've seen Beyond 60, and it was such a good movie or documentary. It's streaming already, and I can't wait to see her new one. It is, like Yvonne said, winning awards everywhere. So it's very exciting. And I've been waiting. I have a sticky note that has a quote on it that I've been waiting to use, and I have to share it with you. There is a show called Fire Country, I believe is the name, that my husband and I watched. Way back in the first season, one of the guys made a quote about, you are not your worst decision. Like, your present is not your worst decision. And I think sometimes we can get stuck in the past because we can put a loop on of, maybe we did make a bad decision in business. Maybe we did mess up something. Maybe we did. But that's not what has to define you today. And I think that fits here because of, like, don't let that stop you from dreaming of what you want. Don't count yourself out. So I think that's a story to remember in a right way, that you learn something, not in a wrong way of keeping you from doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. And I could have let the doubt that I had when I first started halt me, especially in a lot of the pauses after celebrating some big milestones in business. And I luckily have had a lot of support who have not had me do that. So they've helped me stay away from that.
Well, I love your segment still. And we want to put a little disclaimer in front of this really quickly because we tried to get the clicking noise out of this video and we're so sorry. We just want to say we know it's there. We couldn't get it out of here, but don't let that stop you from hearing what wisdom Jill is sharing in this, because it is, do I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur is the question I think all of us have asked many times. So
thanks, Kim. One of the questions I asked myself when I first became a mom, actually before I became a mom, what if I feel like I'm not going to be a good mom? And can I tell you the same thing? That same question popped up for when I became an entrepreneur. What if I don't think that I'm going to be a good entrepreneur? Oh, yeah, I was already doubting myself before I even became an entrepreneur. It was so close to not doing it when I finally just said, this is the best option for me. Yes, I still question it, and it's okay. I am challenged by this thing that I know I am destined to do. I am destined to help others. And if you have a passion like that and you are saying yes to an entrepreneurial adventure to follow that passion, you're going to have moments of doubt. But keep believing in yourself. Keep an evidence file of the things that you have that show that you can do something. Just like we do in motherhood and parenthood, we have photo evidence of our children being raised well. Take photos of your business being raised well. You got this. I know we can do this, even though it doesn't feel like it and we doubt ourselves, because we can change that. Back to you in the GME studio.
I think you sharing that is really important because I think all of us have had doubts still. And I love that you shared it.
There's a lot of things that I doubt myself in, but there's also a lot of really good help out there. One of the things that I've struggled with is getting my husband on the same schedule as me to do this podcast that has now popped up. But we are getting there with practice.
I think you all do a great job. And I just want to quickly give a shout out to Bobby. You know, Bobby doesn't live in the world you live in with all of the entrepreneurial community and stuff. And so when he gets, I'll call it drug in, because that's what we do to our husbands a lot of times. When he gets drug into doing something, I think he's had a great actually attitude about it, that it's 100%. Very unfamiliar to him, the world you live in all the time. But you guys are sharing in such a vulnerable way, both your perspectives on parenting, and you bring in all kinds of parts of your lives. Yeah. So I think it's important to know this podcast is not something for entertainment. This podcast is really making an impact and changing how people see things. So I'm very proud of you, Jill, and I'm proud of Bobby for doing the Mama Outspoken podcast.
Proud of him too. I wouldn't be able to do it without him. This one not. But I hope I think it's both of our hopes that there's impact for someone out there. And so there's another piece of the behind the scenes business stuff that I'm not very good at either, and that's SEO. And that one will trip me up for a very long time. But again, another really helpful person here is our Denise Millet, and she is helping me be okay with it and understanding it. And she has a brilliant ad for us today that really spices up our findability with voice search. Who dis?
SEO make any difference when someone is using a voice activated search at home?
Yes, it does, because what I usually say about that is a voice search is more natural language because you're speaking it, right? So even if you're in your car or you're at home or you're mobile when you're walking around, you're speaking without thinking about the words. So you're saying a whole question, like, how do I get to such and such? Whereas if you were typing it in a keyboard, we're used to connecting the letters to what we're doing. We often exclude the little things. We just put the main words in there. Maybe the order is different. We're not thinking about it in a languagey kind of way. We're thinking about it in a word way. And so if you have something that is a common question or a common subject that people are going to speak, it helps you to have that in your title and in your description so that it's a match to what voice searching people use.
I think the who dis is too funny.
Everyone giggling still in the green room about that. So like I said, I already struggled with SEO and actually like trying to put my words in someone else's perspective. But I like that this little up level of thinking more along the lines of speech to text kind of helps us almost do that because we're putting it in almost a different way. So Denise answers questions like this and more on her YouTube channel that she has now built with amazing content and helpful information. Like I said before, she is really breaking it down simply for me. You can find her on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, do @Findability Queen. Make sure you subscribe. She has some very fun things coming out soon that are going to be answering even more questions for us in a totally different way, really helping us entrepreneurs or anyone who is online be more findable with their SEO skills. Yeah.
Jill, you are going to so get grounded from me because we're telling secrets all the time. I'm just going to say. We have a great secret we really want to share, but we're afraid we're going to get in trouble if we put it completely out there.
I'm biting my tongue. I'm sorry.
Stay tuned, though. You will want to know this because Denise is the findability queen for a reason. Like we call her that for a reason. So you will want this information that we are afraid to share today.
Go subscribe so you get the first taste of what it is that's coming out, even if we don't get to share it yet. But Denise has really helped a lot of us in the My Sexy Business community with our website skills. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the SEO knowledge that we have now, what do we do with it? Where do we put it? How do we use it? And Kim, you have built, as a part of the My Sexy Business community, the website royalty community. We're part of the My Sexy Business community. And that's just where we are able to go ahead and learn where it is that we can put our SEO, how we can use it best on our websites. So it really helps us take a lot of these things that we're learning from people like Denise Millet and others in our community and apply it, start implementing it. But what is website royalty? So like I said, it's a community inside of our community for Kajabi users. And we say Kajabi users because that's our favorite platform to host our websites on. I mean, if you don't have that website host, you just may not understand what we're talking about. You can still be a part of it. And how do you get in it? So right now, Kajabi is holding a huge promotion. And today's the last day. Is that right?
I think so.
So get in there if you're interested in this platform because it has turned Kim not just from an avid user, but to a raving fan and affiliate. And that's all we talk about is Kajabi. So right now the promotion is, I think it's $99 for 3 months when you sign up. Mm-hmm. I think you still get your free trial with it included. And when you do that, that's when you let us know that you've joined with Kim's affiliate link on this page right here that you're seeing. Adam is so generously sharing this for us on our website. You'll go down to where you can click for your free trial there. You'll get in with the promo, and then you let us know that you've done that. We confirm, and you get signed up for website royalty. You can join without being an affiliate, like going through the affiliate link, but there's a cost to that. But when you do it through the affiliate link, there's no extra cost for you to do the affiliate link and no extra cost for website royalty. So it's just there for you to come join us, figure out where to put your SEO, and make your website work and be findable.
I think it's important to know about website royalty was we built something that we couldn't find. I needed support desperately in the beginning, and that is where that was birthed, was realizing how badly I needed it. We built something for others so that they didn't have to do without either.
Yeah.
So that is a bonus for using our affiliate link. Just want to make sure everybody understands, like, just let us know. And if you need to know if Kajabi's for you, I believe it's for everyone because it's an all-in-one platform. But if you have questions, let us know.
Perfect.
Well, you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. We're so glad you're with us today for show 110. And today's theme is Stories to Remember. Boy, can I tell stories about the beginning of website things. Let me just say that. But we won't go there, Jill. Let's talk about the Roving Reporters and how amazing they all are. And you really do want to connect with all of them. I'm going to tell you, they are amazing humans. If you go to the website and scroll down to GME, Good Morning Entrepreneurs Show, you'll go over to the GME pages and you can click the big red button to find a directory with everybody listed there, so you can literally connect with them. You can go and connect with each one of them. Everyone, I love the Roving Reporters because they are living proof of what's possible, but they're also walking the walk. They don't just tell you things to do, they're doing the things as well. So very amazing humans.
Yes. And I forgot to do something in the very beginning of the show today, and that is mention we're going to ask you to subscribe. If you're watching right now on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. We'd love you to do that.
Yes, please.
That way you get all the juicy info that's coming out next time and you don't miss any of the upcoming shows. If you are watching on a different platform, go to YouTube. We are at My Sexy Business Team.
Takes a team for these efforts, I'll just tell you.
So now that we've gotten those things out of the way, there are questions that people submit to us all the time because obviously we all have questions when it comes to entrepreneurship, and who else better to ask than the people who are asking those questions themselves. But our question this week, Kim, is why is it important for me to share my story for my business?
Well, I think that storytelling can be one of the greatest marketing things you do as long as you're honest. I will say this, some people teach you to tell a story or craft a story that's not exactly true, and that is not what we're talking about. A story that tells where you came from, how you got to where you are, why you are teaching what you're teaching, why you're selling what you're selling. I think those stories make others be able to relate to you as a human. People want to buy from humans. They want to know who you are and what you're up to and why they should buy your thing, whatever your thing is, product or service. And by telling your story, it gives them an understanding of why. Why would they want to buy from us? We've been through the rough entrepreneurial things and business ownership, and we have been through some things. That is why we're here on this adventure sharing with you. So you know you're not alone in it. And I think that's what you do for others when you share your story, is you help them know why you're the one for them.
I think it's also a great piece of encouragement for others who may find themselves in a similar position without realizing that that's how we started out. So if someone is too intimidated to ask us these questions or to approach us, without knowing anything about us, by sharing our story on how we got started on this, opens that doorway for them to connect with us in a different way, in realizing that they're not much different from us then. Like for me, I'm a new mom who started my entrepreneurship adventure at the same time. So I'm sure there's plenty of moms out there who are like, do I do this or don't I do this? So if I didn't share that, where would anybody else be in that? They'd find someone else's story. So I'm happy to share that kind of information. And I'm so glad everyone in our community does that too.
Me too, Jill.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good stories around here. And I will say, if Adam Rothenberg did not share his interviews, which are stories, then we would be out of a whole lot of impactful stories from other people, like this one that he has with Dan Watt about rewards and mundane tasks.
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam, and I'm not back in my closet, but I am excited to bring you today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment segment, which features a clip from my 2025 interview with Emmy Award-winning producer Dan Watt. Speaking of those mundane tasks, there are plenty of days as an entrepreneur where you are filled with those dull, boring, mundane tasks. So how do you stay inspired to keep going when you know you have a day ahead of spreadsheets, and more spreadsheets?
Well, you have to find out what works for you. And for me, I do a little every day. It's the first thing I do after I have my second cup of coffee and one chocolate chip cookie. I reward myself before I go into the office. Is I do a little every day but I do know people who put, Thursdays aside and they do all their paperwork on Thursday. That doesn't work for me because it's too much. And then I know me, I will forget something. So what I do is I do 2 to 3 of those mundane things first. And I do it first, knowing that after that, I can get into the creative side and the fun stuff. So what I do is I put Post-its around my computer screen, and as I do them, I take them off. But that also works for me because I am visually throwing it away. So then my computer screen is now empty. And then, as you know, then when it gets about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everything you have to do the next day stops popping in your head. So I start putting the Post-its back on. But I put them there because then I can sleep at night, because when I wake up, everything I need to do is right there. And then I do it again and literally throw them away.
And that is today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
So I have a question. Was Dan in sticky note time? Because that's the first thing.
I think it sounds so similar. It was making me giggle when I saw it too, Jill.
I thought it was absolutely great that he found what worked for him. And, I see that in Adam too. He has built such an amazing entrepreneurial entertainment platform. And this entertainment platform, you have to go check out callmeadam.com. He's been interviewing celebrities and the like for the last 16 years, has so much amazing stories, so many amazing stories on his interview page. So if you head over there, you can see Dan Watt's interview. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to go read Andrew Keegan's. I'm just going to point that out. Yeah. So a whole bunch of other ones. I'm like, oh, you got to meet them. Oh, you got to talk to them. I love it. So much good stuff on there. Please go check it out. And he has made a lot of impact and been impacted by many to get to where he is at with his entertainment platform here.
Well, I just wanted to say, Jill, Dan Watt is on the second page because Adam's done so many interviews since Dan's. There's a whole crop of them in there. So if you need entertainment, he's always adding things to it. I just need you to know that.
I love it. Well, if you find yourself sitting too long while reading all of those interviews, this next piece of information from Kat Corchado is for you, because as an entrepreneur, I sit at my desk way too long recording podcasts, recording live streams, all the fun stuff, doing all the mundane tasks too. But Kat has a trick that I have been doing for myself about what to do when sitting too long.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Hi, everybody. We are going to do a stretch for our chest and our upper back. So, when we've been sitting for a long time, we kind of go here. We just want someone to just lift our chest and make our back stretch and make it feel good. But you're going to be able to do this on the floor yourself. So make sure this is appropriate for you. Check with your physician and or your physical therapist. So the first thing you're going to do is lay on the floor. And you can keep your knees bent if you like. Arms down by your side. You're going to inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. You're right here. Make sure the back of your shoulders are touching the mat. And now reach not to the floor, but to the wall behind you, or in my case, the door. Reach. And then inhale up and exhale lower. Let's do one more. Inhale, back of the shoulders on the mat. Exhale, reach to the back wall. Oh, that feels good. Inhale up and exhale lower. So you can do that stretch anywhere between 1 and 5 times until it just feels good. And you can do it a couple times a day if you like. So next time I'll have another stretch you can add on. Okay. So until next time, back to you, Kim and Carrie.
While I was watching her, I felt it in my back. I'm like, oh no, if I get off the chair right now and go do that, it's gonna hurt.
I didn't know stretching could be delicious, Jill, but that is exactly how I feel every time Kat tells me a new stretch to do.
Yes. And Kat can tell you all the stretches you might need at Small Space Pilates in the Yacht Club. She just finished her 11-minute fitness challenge last week.
I think tonight is one more.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Okay. So you have one last chance to join us at the fitness challenge. So you can go to smallspacepilates.com. You can see how you can get not just into the challenge if you'd like to get in there for tonight, but also to get a free week, because Kat wants you to try it out to see if it is a good fit for you before you make that commitment. She really wants you to figure that out. So if you are able to get here tonight, come join us tonight, then sign up for your free week with her and then get into the Yacht Club. Really super easy for this. It is free. All it costs you is your email. Adam is doing a fantastic job showing where to go to sign up. It's that blue easy button that she's got right at the top of her website. And you'll get to see a lot of us there too.
Exactly, because we're not going to miss it.
So another thing about our community is that we like to do a lot of things together to get a lot of work done. But that also means we are sitting at our computers for a long time. So Kat, I think you might need to be on call for us this weekend when we are sitting in our chairs for a very long time, doing our email and social media batching in boot camp. And then I think boot camp might be a little aggressive for what it actually is, but it's a fun time.
I think it's hardcore serious, Jill, whenever you're trying to do those things for the first time, especially.
It definitely is. Now, this weekend is for Fire Up Mastermind or Groundwork Brigade Masterminders, and they'll be attending this very special workshop, but you are invited too. The only thing is you're going to have to connect with one of us. I'm really sorry. You're going to have to find one of us that you're just going to have to chat with us. We'll get you in there though, because we want you to see the magic of batching. This is a great time for you to spend some dedicated blocks of time to get a little bit ahead in your business. And you'll be able to write almost a whole quarter's worth of emails or social media posts, whatever you are going to to work on for that weekend, and get it scheduled if you have the dedicated time to do that. So if you're thinking about doing something like this, reach out to us. It starts tonight. So, or today. It's going on today after we're done here. I think we're heading right into there, right? Is that what we're doing today? So
connect quick.
Yeah, really quick. So get in touch with one of us so we can get you in there with us, because that's where we'll be for this weekend.
Love it.
And who is, I think, in my eyes, the poster child for this working is Donna Bender. She has up-leveled so much. She is the proof in the community that this really works. And the edutainment that she brings today is a tasty way to surprise and delight if you are wanting big branding and marketing results.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's surprise and delight marketing segment is about celebrating another wacky holiday to show your appreciation. That's right. Get ready to preheat your ovens, because there's one more food celebration in May, and that's World Baking Day. That's right. It's a fantastic opportunity to show some appreciation to your clients and those that add that special flavor to your lives. So here's some gift ideas to bake the difference in someone's day. You can do, put a DIY utensil kit together. You can include a rolling pin, these fabulous wooden spoons and spatulas and a whisk. And if you're doing anything that has to do with pizza, do not forget a pizza cutter, because this one I have had for almost 19 years. It is a fabulous, fabulous cutter. Another idea would be this great brownie kit. Comes with this wonderful canvas bag, these utensils, pot holders, as well as an apron. It's a great gift idea. And the last idea would be to hold a virtual bake-off where your employees and clients can come together. You give them a pass to an exclusive baking class with you or a guest baker. And it's a wonderful way to learn, engage, and to show appreciation by sharing the experience. And they can share recipes. So let's make this World Baking Day the sweetest one yet by spreading some love and appreciation, and of course, lots and lots of tasty treats. Remember, it's the little things that make a big difference. So happy baking, everyone. And here's to showing your clients and employees just how much you appreciate them. Back to you at the GME studios.
The idea of baking with my team virtually sounds like a lot of fun. And I think we've done that, Kim, at least with Kitchen to Kitchen and that kind of experience. But we were gifted a baking kit for Christmas. My son was. And it has been such a joyful thing for us to do when we do it together. So I like this idea a lot. I think baking together brings a lot of just love into the experience. So I'm really grateful I got to hear this tip today about baking and how to use it for your employees and clients. So you can get a lot more useful information on how to surprise and delight your clients and team at Donna's YouTube page, Donna Bender Giving, where she hosts the Big Show and Tell every month. And she's got some very, very, very fun segments happening in there. Kim, you are there with her as well. So I know you have a lot of experience with the fun that Donna brings to learning about marketing, because I know it's a very stiff and hard topic to really get to understand. And Donna really breaks it down easily. So you can go over to YouTube at Donna Bender Giving, scroll down, look for the most recent one. Make sure you subscribe so you can come this upcoming week, May 27th. I'll be there with my birthday hat on at 1 p.m. Central. So that way you can see what's happening, because she just celebrated her 1-year anniversary of the Big Show and Tell. So I can't wait to see what her pause is bringing on for her future.
Let me just give this little tidbit. She has talked me into doing all kinds of things. Let me say that for the record. But this may be the biggest one yet, because she's got 3 very famous guests coming that you all will recognize immediately, and you will know them, but you better be ready to laugh while she's helping you learn about branding and marketing, because these guests will make you giggle. I'm going to tell you.
I cannot wait. Can't wait. Well, Kim, a piece of your story starting out in business has led to our last segment for our show today. And that's going to be Princess Speak. So I want to head over there, bring up our friends who are in the green room waiting on us to talk a little bit more about what our phrase is for this week and how this even came about, as well as the story behind our phrase. So let's head into Princess Speak.
Thank you, Jill. Princess Speak is the simple business language that are for entrepreneurs and business owners that our community uses on the daily. And this is a funny one because I didn't even realize I said this all the time, but I do. And it is, let me say that out loud. I think sometimes I am thinking something and then I say that phrase, let me say that out loud, because I'm about to tell you something. And so that is the silly part of it. But think about all the stories that you have that you're not sharing with those around you. Think of the things you are keeping from them because you're not saying your stories out loud. You're not saying the things that you appreciate the people that you do business with or that you are on a team with. Think about those kind of things and then let you say that out loud instead of just me saying that out loud. I think it's important.
I like what you're saying, Kim, because it's got me thinking now about the different ways we share our story. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it's in print. And it doesn't always hold the same impact when we're reading about someone else's story as it does when we hear it. So saying it out loud, like, that just makes sense to just follow through with sharing our story, because there could be a lot of things that we miss when we're sharing our story in text form and written form. So I think we can get a lot more deeper with that kind of connection and sharing our story with others.
Love that, Jill.
I think I took this entirely differently than everybody else. So when I think of, let me say that out loud, when I'm trying to remember something, or I'm trying to get some kind of concept in my brain, I will either read it or say it out loud. Because if I write it down and I say it, there's a good chance that I'm going to remember it. And so, yeah, I totally misunderstood the homework. So
no, you did a great job, Kat, because I want to just add this little quick thing is that's the reason if we say a story out loud to someone that we're wanting to do business with, they'll remember it because we are doing that. So you just gave a great example of why this is impactful. Sorry, Denise, I just wanted to poke that in there real quick.
No, and I won't take too long because I'm just going to second that and say that people respond differently to speaking and conversation and language that's spoken. So you get a different response. It hits home. It has much more emotion to it than just reading it. And so it's very important that you do say things out loud, even if you do the other ways, because it's going to have a different impact. So you definitely have to do that.
I appreciate you, Denise Millet. Let me say that out loud.
Why, thank you.
And I think that I like that there's multiple ways to say things out loud, because for me, I have a learning disability called auditory processing, where it takes me longer to process something that somebody is saying. So maybe speaking to me, if you need to give me a lot of information, speaking may not be the best way for me to absorb it. But if I can read it, that's going to be great. And you can still say it out loud, which is why, like with Cher's book, I'm in the middle of reading it, but I'm also in the middle of listening to it. So I can hear her telling her story, but I can read it and absorb it that way. So I love that there are multiple ways that we can say that out loud.
I love that example, Adam.
Absolutely.
That's like a powerful picture of we all learn different. And maybe that's something that is part of this too, is however it is the people that you are connecting with need the information. Make sure you're doing it in that way. Make sure you're doing it in multiple ways. And I will say out loud for the record, because we always do this thing of we think things, oh man, I appreciate this person, or I have this thing I need to tell somebody, and then we don't do it. And I think when you take the moment to do it, and I'm going to take this moment, I'll just say this, I appreciate these people on the screen with me on the stage, because this show wouldn't happen without all of you doing what you do. It is a team effort, and I just want to say that out loud.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We are honored to be here, and we do hear you say a lot of things out loud, and I do like that you remind us to say things out loud sometimes, because you're right. We think it, and that's true in corporate worlds. When you're an entrepreneur, as parents, you have all these things running through your head, and sometimes stopping to say things doesn't always happen. So it's really a good reminder.
Yeah, we like to think we can read each other's minds, but we really can't. No matter how much we know that someone does appreciate us, it's always that backup, and saying it out loud is, I think, impactful too.
I would just like to make sure that the Roving Reporters know how thankful we are for them, because also without them, this show would not happen. And without their videos and all the hard work they put in recording the videos, getting it to us when we need it, it really helps us get this show out to you, the viewers, who we are also thankful for, because if you didn't watch the show, we wouldn't have a show. So want to make sure we say that out loud too.
Yeah.
Look at y'all giving all these examples. I'm so proud right now. I hope that we are coming across as, oh, Kat, I want you to go.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go, Kat, go.
No, I was just going to say that I just remembered something. Like sometimes you can say stuff out loud, but we have a phrase that we say in our community. Can you say that a different way? So sometimes it's the words that you're using, and I'm the ABC 1, 2, 3 girl, so you have to really break it down a little bit for me. And once I get that information, I'm like, okay, then what you said before makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah. If you're not telling your story and you are in business, or you even want to be in business, I think you should consider that. Think about how you can tell your story so that people remember you. You might be remembering your story, but help them remember you. Say it out loud if you appreciate someone. Say it out loud if you need to tell your story. And I think that is just very, very important. Marketing, branding, and humaning together. So we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central. This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.